let's kick off the July 10th, 2024 meeting. It's 6:38. Is there anyone here for Commissioners' Public Forum? Hearing no one, let's just roll right into the minutes of the Water and Sewer meeting, the last meeting. Can I get a motion about accepting those minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting as
I'll
written.
second.
All right.
I'll second.
Mr. Cantwell made a motion. Cheryl, can we get a roll call vote on that?
Cheryl, can we get a roll call vote?
Her microphone's not working.
It's not working.
All right, let's just roll with this. So we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. McLam,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell,
Aye. Mr. Jennings.
aye. All right.
All right.
What about warrants and abatements? What do we got? Anybody want to make a motion?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I can make that motion because I got it in front of me here.
It's for the updated warrant as of
Yeah.
today.
Let's see, the total is $89,997.99. I make a motion to approve that.
Do we have a second?
Peter?
Pete, can you second that motion?
Mr. McLam, you're muted.
Hello? Peter, you're muted.
Pete, you reach over there, Vinny, and unmute Pete.
I don't have the control, otherwise I would.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go, Peter.
I'll second that.
All right,
Excellent.
perfect.
All right, roll call vote. Mr. McLam,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell,
Aye. Mr. Jennings.
aye. All right. Scheduled
Move it.
appointments. Yola, Vinny, roll with it. Monthly operating report. Quick as you
Okay,
can. Let's get it done.
we'll be covering the month of May 2024. The plant was staffed by myself, Zach Campbell, Amy Narcissus, and Grant Krisiak, but Grant resigned during the month of May. We completed Veolia's monthly inspections. All staff completed a 4-hour asbestos pipe training class that just explained the hazards and safeties if we come across an asbestos pipe. I don't think our system has any, but it was just a good training to take care of. We also did lifting operations as well as excavation and trenching safety. We did contact with objects training as well as a risk assessment and focus on wellness. Amy passed her grade 1 municipal wastewater operator's exam. She's now a licensed operator. And we did team training on grinder pump electrical systems. I set up a panel with all the wiring in the plant, and we went through a bunch of different troubleshooting scenarios. Zach's kind of new to it. He doesn't have a strong troubleshooting capacity yet, so I wanted to give him some real basics, and Amy took notes and she made a SOP for basic troubleshooting of them. Clients for the month, we reported 3 different exceedances on the DMR. One of them was a self-reported pH. That's a test we do in-house, and there was one day we were a little bit below our limit when we recorded it, so we had to report that. The other ones are phosphorus and TSS. If you have TSS, you're probably going to have phosphorus, so we had exceedances on them too as well. The DMR was completed and entered into the CDX on June 14th. Operations and maintenance activities. Again, we had the TSS issue going on. So a few times throughout the month, we did some jar testing on our COMAG, trying to dial in the chemical dosages. We ended up increasing the ferric dose and we reduced our polymer doses. We recalibrated all of the pH probes in the plant to make sure they were all optimized for that. We placed the order for all of the RAS and WAS project parts. That was all the stuff that we're purchasing with the ARPA funds. So that stuff was ordered and a lot of it started coming in throughout the month of May. We have almost everything needed for that project now. The new spill containments arrived. You guys approved them at the last meeting. We put them into connexes and now our corrosive chemical storage is in compliance. We got a few more little things to take care of, but we're really close on being in full compliance on that. The influent flow meter, we had a power failure, and when the power came back on the next day, we noticed the influent flow meter had stopped working. We had LaFleur come out to troubleshoot that, and there was a old chart recorder that was connected to it, and the chart recorder was internally shorted out. They disconnected it, and our flow meter started working again. Priority fence came in, and they fixed the main gate. The new EQ was delivered. I had a picture to show you guys, and I didn't upload it in time, but they're twice the size of the original EQ tables. They are huge, and they do a really good job now that we're using them. System activities for the month. On May 7th and 19th, we collected MTA samples. I went out and met with the homeowner at 34 Vine Street. He's planning on replacing his driveway and he wanted to know what the town would be willing to accept as far as him preemptively installing a sewer service line. I informed him that the town would be okay with him putting a sewer service line in as long as it was not connected to the system and we needed to inspect it and it needed to meet all criteria before it was buried. We went out to 138 Old Worcester Road for a blocked sewer. The blockage was actually right outside of the house. It wasn't on us. I instructed the homeowner to call a drain cleaner. Went out to 9 J Hammond Road. The check valve in the grinder pump had failed, the check valve at the curb. And we contacted Slims. They went out and they made the repair pretty quickly. Activities. The Route 20 pump station began. Contractor excavated the driveway, installed new piping to run the power in as well as the phone lines. In May, they got one of the brand new pumps installed along with the new wet well in place. They installed isolation valves that were not on the engineering plan, but I had asked them if they could do it. And so now we can choose which wet well we want to use. So if we want to take one down and clean it or something, we can isolate them. So that was really nice. North Main Street, LaFleur was out there to install the new level transducer and program it. Bucket Hill called out for a high wet well alarm. We reset the controls and the problem corrected itself. I wired the cell phone dialer into Route 20 because the landline got pulled out while they were excavating. And then while LaFleur was there rewiring the station for them, he made it really nice. He installed the Cat 6 jack so we can plug between the landline or the cell phone dialer. So now we have options on what telemetry to use. On May 21st, there was a power failure across town. Everything was affected. North Main Street called out. It had no power and a high wet well. I called Slims. He immediately responded. And by the time he got to the station, the power was back on and the pumps were pumping it down. Hilltop Repairs came out and they put the Old Worcester Road's generator back together. That's the one the alternator exploded and ruined a whole bunch of pots. So they had replaced all the damaged parts and got that up and running for us. We hauled 6 loads of sludge to Cranston for disposal. We received 2 275-gallon totes of caustic. We had 2 grinder pump calls. One of them was Stevens Park Road. The intrinsically safe module That's what takes the 120 volts and converts it to low voltage to go to the grinder pump tank. That module was going bad, so I wired a new one of those in. And then at 9J Hammond, that's where the check valve went bad, and Slims took care of that. That concludes the MOR for May 2024. And I have one other thing to go over briefly. I don't know if you guys saw in your packet, I built a 5-year capital plan. And this is not, I didn't call anybody for pricing. I didn't do any real deep dives into all the equipment, but I wanted to get something on paper so we could kind of start looking at what the future is going to hold in need of repairs. The North Main pump station, it's about 25 years old, and it's pretty worn. We keep having the generator issues. The pumps are really worn. The station's made of metal, which is rotting in the ground. I don't know if it's got 2 years, 10 years, but I'm just informing you on what I see when I go there. I think we should start planning for something with North Main Street Pump Station. And we also need to plan to do something with our headworks. We had done that research and we got all those price quotes a few years ago, but nothing ever happened because the price inflated. Unfortunately, we still do need that equipment at some point. And if you guys get a minute to just look over that 5-year plan, there's a lot of things I put on there. Not all of it's gonna need to happen right away, but it's just some ideas of where the big numbers are gonna be. That concludes my MOR and the briefing on the 5-year plan. I'm available if anybody wants to go over anything on that plan, and we could talk about it or tell me I'm crazy for thinking it's gonna cost so much, whatever it might be, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinny. I'll be in later on in the week to check that out.
Okay.
Excellent, Vinny. Thank you.
Thanks,
You're
Ben.
welcome.
All right. A little behind schedule. 6:45. Sewer abatement request, 36 North Main Street.
I don't see him on, Mr. Jennings.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you repeat that?
I don't see him logged on.
Okay.
Russ, I think we just move the next agenda item and we'll call this gentleman this week and reschedule his appointment.
All right. All right. We'll kick that to the next meeting then. All right. New business. Sewer moratorium.
I'd like to make a motion that we extend the sewer moratorium as we've done in the past to keep it at the 10,000 gallons.
Yep.
I'll second
All
that.
right. Do we have any discussion on that?
Peter seconded it.
All right. Roll call vote. Mr. McLean,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell,
Aye. Mr. Jennings.
aye. All right. Next. Oops. I just dropped the agenda. Hold on. 1 second. Sorry, guys. All right, so any discussion about the letter, the sewer pump letter?
No, Russ, I think you missed an item. I think we isn't there something with the abatements for the senior abatements?
Oh, 20, yep, FYI, 25 sewer abatements.
Yeah, I'd like
So
to
we
make
need
a
a-
motion that we
Those.
approve them as written.
Yep.
I'll second.
All right, roll call vote. Mr. McLean,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell,
Aye. And Mr. Jennings.
Aye. All right. Dave, you want to just describe that letter briefly? The grinder
Yeah,
pump policy letter?
Yeah, so we're having issues at the Stevens Park pump station with baby wipes getting clogged up in the pump. It's happened multiple times. It actually happened again this week. And this letter here, I'm gonna have Cheryl send out this letter, return receipt requested to all the folks whose discharge ends up at the Stevens Park pump station, which I think is like 10 houses. So I just
Yeah,
wanna,
and
go ahead.
we have a good idea where it's coming from, right?
Yeah, we have a good idea where it's coming from. But
Okay.
I think we need to send out this letter just to let everybody know what's going on.
Yeah, that's something that we can have Vinny swing by and just hand deliver even, and just, you know, sort of talk with the people there and just let them know what's going on so that they can have a conversation about it too. Sometimes people just ignore mail, and you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's a great idea. Maybe we can back this up, Vinny, with something like that. We'll send the letter out, and then maybe a week or two from now, you can stop by.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
All right.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
All
you know what's going on, Vinny, and you know how to put it politely to people and let them know what, education wise, what they should and shouldn't be doing to help all of us.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. I can take care of that.
Excellent.
So
All
can
right.
we just get a motion to approve that letter?
I'll make a motion to approve the letter as written.
I'll second it.
second.
All right, you can
All right.
second it.
All right. Roll call vote. Mr. McLam,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell,
Aye. Mr. Jennings.
aye. All right. All right, and that brings us to the final item of the engineering report, Route 20, Richardson Corner.
Yeah, I think a vote is needed for Chris McClure to get copies of the plans and stuff for that Route 20 Richardson Corner infrastructure project. He was came last week or 2 weeks ago and mentioned about the water main being moved.
Yep.
So I think we need to make a motion here to get him that information.
All right. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we
So-
approve Chris McClure to obtain a copy of the plans for the Route 20 Richardson Corner infrastructure and roadway improvements.
I'll
Do we
second
have a
that.
second? Mr. McLam, second. Roll call vote. Mr. McLam,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell,
Aye. Mr. Jennings.
aye. All right.
All right.
Brings us to our next regular scheduled meeting. What do we want to do? Do we want to do August 7th, or do we need one sooner?
August 7th, I think should be fine.
Okay.
All right. August 7th is
All right.
fine with everybody.
Fine with me.
All right, August 7th it is, and we just need a motion to adjourn.
Go ahead, Peter McLam. You can make that motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Perfect. I'll second it.
All right, roll call vote. Mr. McLam,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell,
Aye. And Mr. Jennings.
aye. All right, guys,
All right.
thank you.
Have a great
Talk to
night.
you.
Bye.
Okay.